Oh, hello there. Yes, well, the camera's back, which is good, I suppose. Possibly. The budget's done, which is good, I suppose. Possibly. Yeah, the press are pretty agnostic about it, as you might expect at this stage of the election cycle. The Daily Telegraph was complaining this morning it was a little bit too left-wing for them, which makes you wonder exactly how right-wing a budget would have to be for the Daily Telegraph to be pleased. Liz Truss, I think we know. Yes, indeed. Anyway, it's probably proof positive that if a little bit of austerity doesn't work, it's worthwhile trying a lot of it, because then it certainly won't. But hey, not to worry, it won't affect the Tory or the Labour Party front bench at all, because they're financially immune from such things, which is good news for the rest of us, said nobody ever. Anyway, yeah, just to move, I guess I don't want to talk about the budget, it's really dull. I noticed a strand yesterday of this kind of continuing level of racism aimed at Muslim people, just across the board. Kind of convenient, because it allows racists to claim they're not being racist, because you can't be racist against a religion. Oh, you see what we did there? Yeah, I did, mate. You're a racist. Anyway, yeah, there was a piece in yesterday's Telegraph by Alison Pearson suggesting that Muslims are very oppressive people, generically. Not all of them, of course, but, all of them. And, this was kind of picked up yesterday evening by Patrick Christie's on GB News, which is fair enough, and, asking people just how much in their poll they don't like Muslims. I wonder what the answer is for GB News. But it got me thinking about that, the way that certain religions are chastised in a way that other religions just aren't. I mean, there are large groups of Orthodox Jews in London who have interesting views, in the same way that certain very, very, very Orthodox Muslims, if I can put it that way, have interesting views. But only one of those two groups of people will be criticised by Alison Pearson, you will notice. And speaking of which, we come on to the delectableness that is Ollie London, who's everyone's favourite born-again in the American-style right-wing grifter who's decided to appropriate God. I don't think it's unfair of me to say that. Yes, I mean, I'm just wondering if he has actually been baptised yet. But if you look through his Twitter feed, and because I follow all of these right-wingers on Twitter, I get to see what he posts up. And it's some of the least empathic stuff I think I've ever seen in my life. He follows quite a lot of overtly racist and fascist sites and cherry picks some of them. Having been invited out for some spurious reason by the Israeli government to put on a flak jacket and spout Israeli propaganda, he duly does so. But when you criticise starving people for being desperate for food, I think you're not being very Christian, Ollie. You might well think of yourself... No, I don't think you do at all. You might well consider yourself now to be part of that American Christian right, because that's where the money's going to be. But you certainly won't hold Christian values. What was it, the ab-fab phrase? Yes, you may dress like a Christian, but the similarity ends there. So yeah, criticising starving people for being starving leaves a very poor taste, certainly in my mouth, and would hopefully yours. And he posts up all of this weird stuff. I mean, it is weird. I mean, Ollie London is a weird human being who appears to have no critical facilities whatsoever. I'm presuming he has a very low level of education, because he doesn't seem to understand a lot of very basic concepts in the world. But that doesn't stop him, of course, being a commentator. Me, I'm old and I've been around a lot and I've read a lot. So, just before you bitch to me about that particular one. For example, when a couple of days ago, the UN confirmed that there had been sexual violence on October the 7th. He's done that thing whereby he can't write the word rape, despite the fact that he's posted up a picture with the word rape in it. What exactly is stopping him doing that? Because the rest of the stuff he posts up is very, very distasteful as well. In a Christian sense, Ollie. Right, yeah, in that kind of what would Jesus do, biblical way. So, for example, he goes on about Laken Riley, who's one of those sort of things in America, you won't have heard of her, but she was killed by an immigrant. So, of course, everyone jumps up and down and says, isn't it disgusting that this woman was killed by an immigrant? Think about that, okay? He's jumping about that. Say her name, say it proudly. Yeah, Ollie, you don't have the ability to empathise. And you're talking about somebody dying in America, the murder capital of the developed world, shall we say. Yeah, I know there are lots of places with a higher murder rate, but honestly, really, you're going to throw that particular level of racism at us? I wonder what Jesus would do. Well, Ollie, he would probably decide to become a right-wing grifter and throw people under a bus because he had no empathy. Is not the right answer. And I might point Alison and GB News and Patrick Christie in the same direction as well. And all of the rest of them that profess to be good Christians, from Paul Golding and who else? Connor Tomlinson. All of them at the Lotus Eaters. Yeah, good, stout Christian boys who magically manage to have hatred in their hearts. Anyway, that was a bit vitriolic, wasn't it? So, do have a good day. It might actually feel warm today. It would be nice. The sunshine kind of almost got there yesterday, but I'm hoping there'll be some more of it. My pituitary gland is screaming for more of that good stuff. Oh yeah.